Mr. Heavyweight Boxing today?
Hey, what's up, man? This is Chris, the Nightmare Ariola, and you're watching Mr. Boxing.
Heavyweight boxing fans, what's the deal? All right, man, so let's talk a little Wilder versus Helenius. All right. Now I've been cruising social media, and I've been, reading a lot of comments from the fans about this upcoming fight. And, there's opinions all over the place. Some people think this is a massive mismatch. There are some fans that believe that, hey, man, Robert Helenius might got a chance. We don't know what Wilder has left. Some fans even questioning Wilder's hunger. Does he still want to remain in the sport? I put it like this, man. If guys are dedicating themselves to 3-4 months of training, and to me, obviously the dedication is there. If you're dedicating the time to the training, right? Because a guy can say whatever he wants to say, but if he's not really putting the time and the effort in, man, he can say he's hungry all he wants, but it goes by, your actions, right? So Wilder's one of those type of guys. I've never seen him out of shape, man, ever. I've never seen a photo of him with a belly, or when he got injured and was probably out for a little bit. I've never seen him out of shape. Now, what's crazy is the most you can say is he came in with too much muscle, right? And that lets you know that you have a well-conditioned athlete. I don't care what sport it is, man. When your only knock is he put too much muscle on, right? As opposed to the guy got out of shape. All right, so, and gained a whole bunch of fat, you know what I'm saying? So I will say that I think that Deontay is dedicated to training and staying in shape. I will say that. But, from what I'm hearing and from things that he said, he doesn't have to do this, man. He has enough, he made enough earnings in the sport to where he can, he got outside businesses and ventures going on. So he doesn't necessarily need boxing to make a living. It's all about legacy. It's all about putting on the best fights. This is what Wilder is saying. All right. So as a fan, I love it, man. Right now, why would you not want to see Deontay, at least see him back to see what's going on, right? See how much he has left in the tank. See what type of damage, is there going to be some type of after effect after those two, especially the last two fights that he had, man, with Fury. Okay. And I seen the training with Malik Scott, they're working on the pad. I'm seeing Wilder, trying to, throwing that left hook. I seen him trying to find distance with his jab. He's doing a lot of feigning. I see, Malik is a student of the game, man. I haven't heard Malik on the interview say that sometimes he thinks that Wilder believes that he overanalyzes stuff sometimes, right? But as a coach, that's what you're supposed to do, man. You're supposed to overanalyze and overstudy every damn thing. So you know what I'm saying? So you can understand every facet of the game, especially of your opponent, man. So I like the fact that Malik is very detailed in that regard. All right, and there's more in the sport than that, because you got to know how to work that corner on fight night too. But I like the fact that Malik is well detailed in that regard, man. You know what I'm saying? I would rather be way over prepared than come in underprepared. You know what I'm saying? So I like that fact. But all that's great, all that looks good, and that might be how Deontay fights on fight night. He might come out looking just like the Deontay we seen these training camp footage, right? But my thing, and I always say this when it talking about style breakdown and what I believe, as far as style, what gives Deontay the most problems, and that's somebody that at least tries to force him onto his back foot, and when you get him there, make him pay. All right, not just trying to push him backwards, and when you make him take a step back, he's lining you up, you know what I'm saying, with a jab and right hand, a la Stavern in that first fight, when Stavern was trying to put the high guard up and walk forward, he just was getting clipped with jabs and right hands. And Wilder's doing a beautiful job in that fight of circling and using his jab. Probably the best, as far as him using some outboxing skills, probably the best I've seen Deontay, man, in that first Stavern fight. As far as using that jab, circling, and lining him up with the right hand, even though he didn't get the knockout. I thought that was beautiful that night for Deontay, all right? And it's crazy because people say you get better over time, and that was a long time ago, right? That was 2015. Was that January 2015 when he fought Stavern for the title? But my thing is, what happens when, a guy tries to push him on that back foot? So to me, it's not so much is he hungry and stuff like that. No, I think Deontay Wilder's still hungry. The dude's in great shape. I mean, even throughout his, the last two fights with Fury, even when he was going silent on social media, when he did post, he was in Florida doing this training, or he was out in Vegas at the UFC facility doing this, or he was out doing this, or he's always, you know, training, and you always see him taking pictures, got some sparring rounds in. So he's always, you know, he's always kind of working in silent, kind of, you know what I mean? So, but my thing is, when you get pushed backwards, what's going to happen? When that style matchup comes up again, how will Deontay react to that, right? And again, man, these last two fights, just like I think with Tyson Fury now, or, you know, the last two fights with Tyson Fury, you can't go through wars like that and just nothing happens, man. Like, you know, and even with Tyson Fury, you know, he was the victor. That dude still was hitting, well, maybe not the second fight so much, but that third fight, and that, I mean, look, man, that trilogy gonna take something from you, even if you are the victor of the trilogy, right? It's like when Ali and Frazier were fighting. Look, man, both guys took some damn damage. Whether one guy won 2 fights, or in this case, Fury, you know, got the 2 stoppage wins. Man, there was some brutal. Look, both of them dudes taking some brutal shots, man. You know what I'm saying? So props to Tyson Fury for winning 2 out of 3 for him. But at the same time, though, man, now I know Dillian White probably wasn't the guy to push Fury to the brink and get to him. He was piecing Dillian White up, so maybe nothing shown in that fight, you know. But as far as Wilder, though, man, yeah, when he starts, you know, if Robert Helenius can tap that chin and touch that chin, how would those legs hold up? You know what I'm saying? And these are all things that, you know, that will be answered on fight night. Maybe Helenius won't touch the chin, you know what I mean? But he definitely has the reach. He has some reach on him, and he's a big, powerful man himself. And these guys are familiar. A lot of people think that this is an easy fight for Wilder because, hey, it's his sparring partner. But at the same time, though, in those sparring sessions, in those sparring camps, Helenius himself was getting ready for fights as well. It wasn't as if he just showed up, you know. Well, at least I know the last couple times they sparred, Helenius was also getting sparring. He was using that sparring for, you know, valuable conditioning himself so he can get ready for his fight, you know, with the fights with Kalnacki. So it wasn't like he was just coming there, you know what I'm saying, just to be somebody's punching bag, man. Usually when these guys that are at a world-class level, you know, guys that are rated in a sanctioned body, top 10s and all, look, man, when these guys go spar each other, most of the time, man, they're getting ready for their own fights. This isn't just some, you know, some happy-go-lucky amateur guy that's, you know, getting a chance to train with an elite fighter or a champion or a former champ. There's somebody in there that's, you know, getting himself ready as well, man. You know, so, but again, I'm not there in camp. Could there be situations where they say, hey, this round, you know, let's work on this, you know what I'm saying? You know, possibly, but for the most part, though, all guys are there getting themselves ready as well for their upcoming fights, man. So, you know, they go there taking this shit serious, man. So, but again, though, man, I'm just, when that pressure gets on Wilder and somebody tries to push him against the ropes and doesn't give him space and opportunity to land a long right hand, then I want to see what that looks like. But standing from distance and letting Wilder, you know, gauge the distance with a jab and right hand, man, 9 out of 10, he's going to drop his opponent. You know what I mean? But when you step inside that power, get up in his chest, force a fight where it's more hooks and uppercuts and more of a mid-range where he doesn't have, like I said, the space to get off that right hand from a long distance, that's a different type of fight. And to me, that's a different type of fighter in Deontay Wilder. One thing about Wilder, though, man, that dude, as he said when he got mad at his former trainer, Mark Breland, you know, I'm not talking about everything that transpired, but just the one part when he was like, man, let me go out on my shield. I really believe that Wilder's like that. Now, some of you say, hey, man, you know, X, Y, and Z can happen to you. You'll get hurt so bad that this will happen, that'll happen. And there's some guys, man, believe it or not, that are just really built like that. They really are. You don't have to like them. You don't have to think highly of their boxing skills or their resume or whatever the case may be, or your favorite fighter lost to them or beat them or whatever. That doesn't matter, man. You know what I'm saying? As far as, because there are some guys that are just built like that. They would rather get knocked out cold, face first, unconscious. You know what I'm saying? I know it's harsh to say, man, but there are some guys that are really built like that. They rather go out face first than you stop the fight for them. They rather give everything, every ounce they got. And that's one thing I like about Wilder, man, is the dude will give everything he got in that ring. Everything, until he knocks you the hell out or you have to knock him the hell out. And I love watching fighters like that. But Wilder looks good on the clips, man. I'm just willing to see. I'm not sure if Helenius is the guy to do it, But I do know that I heard Malik talk about there's some things that he's worried about with Helenius. Helenius is a little bit faster than he looks. He has a better jab than it looks watching the film. And again, this is somebody that's been in camps with Helenius and watched him in sparring and so on and so forth. But he knows there are some things there. Shit, if it was so easy, why didn't Adam Kanaki just go in there and just steamroll him, right? Even though the Helenius has lost some other fights, but I'm saying if it was just so sweet, you know what I'm saying, Kanaki would have got him up out of there. So it's not just going to be easy, man. You know, I'm still favoring Wilder, but if Helenius can find a way to just be aggressive in this fight and try to just knock Wilder out early, but all this trying to wait it out and let's try to go a few rounds first, I don't think that works in Helenius' favor, because I think Wilder just has the quicker hand, especially if they're trying to line up quick shots from the outside. I can see Wilder winning that unless Helenius tries to bait him in and throw a right hand and try to counter Wilder's right hand. Maybe if he comes in and leaves it out there a little bit too long and Helenius can come over the top of that right hand with a left hook or maybe his own right hand. But will he start to clinch Deontay Wilder? And when they start clinching, will he start walking him back? Will he start tying him up? Will he start leaning on him against the ropes? Will he fight a little bit dirty? I'm not sure, man. I'm not sure if Helenius will take it there with Wilder, but we will see. And if it does happen, then I want to see. Then I can have some questions answered. But it might not be this fight, man. But I read an article on ringtv.com. Wilder did an interview about a day ago. And he was talking about, I'll probably leave a link to that article in the comment section. You can click it, read it, come to your own surmise. But he was saying that he's going to dedicate himself for about another 3 years to the sport. If everything goes planned, he said, hey, man, that could be anywhere from 6 to 9 fights. I mean, we'll have to see, take it fight by fight, man. But a lot of interesting fights out there for Wilder, man. Usyk, Joyce, there's a whole bunch of them, man. I can sit here and name a lot of them. But the main ones, I mean, obviously we want to see Undisputed, Fury and Usyk. But Fury has a lot. Man, Fury every other day it's somebody else. But it seems as if it's going to be Manuel Char. You know, first it was AJ, and then it was Chisora, now it's Char, then he retired, then he came back. But as of right now, it's Char. All right, so we'd love to see Fury Usyk Undisputed. We haven't had it Undisputed since 1999. It's pretty much getting just redundant at this point, man. But I don't know when we'll have another Undisputed heavyweight champion. But yeah, if that doesn't happen for whatever reason, if that doesn't materialize, doesn't come to fruition, I would love to see Wilder take on Usyk or Andy Ruiz. Ruiz just beat Ortiz. I think that'd be a good one. Joe Joyce is making noise now, so definitely some good fights out there, man. Even Wilder's one of those few guys, man, without a title belt can still be a big fight because of things that he's accomplished in this era, who he is in this era. He's only lost to one guy. He lost 2 fights, only lost to one guy. All his troubles came just with one guy. You know what I'm saying? So just give my little quick opinion about this, man. I'm gonna do more videos about this, but I'm just looking at it, man. I just, you know, I think Wilder's still hungry, and I still think he's dedicated to the sport. Now it just comes down to in the ring, once, you know, is the punch resistant? Is that going? Because you can be in great shape in the gym, have a 13 pack, right? Big biceps. You can do 50 rounds on a heavy bag, and you can do all this great stuff, right? But then as soon as your chin starts to get touched in a real, not just sparring. Even though sparring, you can kind of gauge and see what's going on in sparring, but you don't have headgear on, and the gloves aren't as big, and the guy isn't coming out for broke, going for the kill, like he would in a, you know, when the bright lights come on fight night. It's a little different. Although sparring is what it's there for, that, you know what I'm saying? You can test some of these things in sparring. Unless you just have a no-holds-barred spar where you're not having no headgear on and putting the 10-ounce gloves on. Then you can do it like that, you know what I'm saying? But we will see on fight night, man. I'm not sure if Helenius is the guy to do it, but those are the questions that I have. Once people start to step inside this power and just go for broke the first couple rounds against Wilder, where usually guys are kind of cautious. You know what I mean? They're trying to, you know, now I think guys may be more willing to go for broke off of what they've seen in Wilder's last 2 fights. All right, but it's easier said than done, man, because that right hand from hell hit you. It's going to be NyQuil treatment. All right, but you guys, let me know what you think in the comment section. I'm gone.